before cutting the call and speeding towards the alley where he found his wife the other day. She may have lost hope of finding her pendant again, but if it was something important to her, he was going to find it and get it back, even if he had to search all the corners of the earth and even hell. Anything and everything for his darling. You haven't told me that. What should I do with those maroons? Hello, welcome back, guys. We are back with a brand new chapter of our novel Obsession. Chapter number 15. Let's begin. The times I have smiled in my life are very few. Other than my family, I had no reason to smile, and after taking the position as capo, it was like I forgot how. In my line of business, smiling and politeness don't work. Fear and dominion do. I was okay with that until today. 6 months. I have freaking 6 months to ask for her forgiveness and make her fall in love with me. It seemed easy, but things are going to be tough, as I can clearly see the wheels turning in my little wife's head. I chuckled at the thought of her. She's a strong and equally stubborn woman, and I'm not a man who considers women to be weak. Are you sure that you are Lucas Ashwin? The devil. I heard the irritating voice of the creature I call my friend. The smile on my face turned menacing as I pulled out my silver and gold gun from my pocket and pointed it right at the middle of his forehead. Do you want to find out if I'm real or a dream? I asked, tilting my head to the side and smirking at him as he gulped. No, I don't want to. And you are not a dream but a fucking nightmare. You crazy bastard. He gritted out. I applied a little more pressure to his forehead with the gun. His eyes widened, seeing something behind me, and the gun in my hand automatically lowered as he whispered a name. Eva? He whispered in surprise, and my head turned so quickly I thought my neck might break, only to see the empty hallway. This motherfucker. I turned around with the intention of detaching one of his limbs from her body, only to see that he had long gone. Cursing him under my breath, I made my way towards my home office. Along with being the Don of the Mafia, I was also the CEO of the Ashwin Empire, the largest empire in the world. With that came double the work. Neither Angelina nor Damon was ready to take over the CEO position as they weren't interested in business. So I had to step in. I had my man working for me in both my business and my mafia, but sometimes handling them could be a little tiresome. I entered my office and took my seat. I was about to check the new details of our shipments when a knock interrupted me. I looked up to find two of my men standing at the door with a large box in their hands. A delivery from Mr. Rajput Don, one of my men said, and I nodded for them to place it in the corner. After placing the box, they immediately left my office. As if on cue, I got a call from Mr. Rajput. I answered it on the second ring. Hope the box has reached you, he said. Yes, I hope you have got all the things I asked for. I said, all of them are inside. The pin code is 67, he said. Okay, I said, closing the file. A thanks would have been good, he said sarcastically. Thanks, I said genuinely, as he had helped me a lot to get my darling. Also, my business associates, Mr. Khan, would like to have a meeting with you as he needs some of your weapons, Mr. Rajput said, making me frown. Mr. Khan, as in the CEO of Khan Securities, I asked. remembering the young billionaire who owned the world's number one security empire. Yes, Salah Ibrahim Khan, Mr. Rajput said. Okay, I said, knowing that he was a very wise man. Even if he is not, I know how to make him one. Okay, then. I know I don't have to ask about Eva's safety as long as you are there. But I'm warning you for your own good. She has been talking with my Ranisa and it won't end well for you, he said, referring to Eva's best friend. I can manage. You just have to keep an eye on her good for nothing family. I said, okay then. He said before I cut the call. Placing my phone on the table, I walked toward the box in the corner. Punching in the pin code, I opened the box and removed the covers to reveal a collection of jewelry. Not just any jewelry, but every single item my wife had looked at for more than 2 seconds the day I first met her. I had walked behind her that whole day, admiring her as she admired these pieces with that enchanting smile of hers. When I said I would give her everything she wanted, I meant every single word. At the corner of the box was the item I needed. I took the book from the box and looked at the title, Hindi English Dictionary. I opened the book and saw a note attached to it. Read. Read. I have put so much effort into this book. I hope it will help you court your woman. By His Highness Kartavya Singh Rajput. I could sense the sarcasm behind his words, but I ignored it as I ignored Michael's existence in my life. I had better things to do now, like studying her mother tongue to pacify my dear wife. Lucas Ashwin was famous for many of his abilities, but learning Hindi was not his cup of tea. However, he was adamant about impressing his wife. Without bothering to check his files or attend his meetings, he read the book sent by Kartavya and only learned 3 words, which he deemed essential. With his confidence, he walked towards his room, only to find his darling sleeping peacefully on the bed, which felt more like hers now. But he didn't dare to complain. He was ready to give his life for her. It was just a bed. He looked at the time and saw that it was past 9. His mother would skin him alive if he dared to skip dinner while he was present at the mansion. So he made his way towards the ground floor, only to be met by his sister and her fiance, who was soon going to die at his hands. So you decided to come for dinner, huh? Angelina asked, amused, as he took his seat at the dining table. Where is Mama? He asked as their maid served his dinner. He followed a strict diet that didn't include oily or spicy food, but his mother would always force her children to eat all her new recipes. Being Italian, she made the best pasta and pizza in the world. Dad took Mama on a date today, Angelina said while chewing her pasta, while Michael tried to escape from the devil's wrath. Daniel Ashwin loved his wife more than himself and anything else in this world. To make her happy, he would do anything. Ariana once said that he loved their alone time together after their first date, and it had become a ritual for them to go on a date every now and then. Even though they had been married for more than 32 years, they behaved like newlyweds. The passion and spark were still fresh in them. For their kids, the parents were the ideal couple. When are you going to tell her about all this? Angelina asked, clearing her throat, gaining her brother's attention. Telling about what? Lucas asked nonchalantly about this whole mafia thing. She said, making him think deeply. When the time comes, he replied and stood up, leaving from there. This matter had been on his mind for a while now. Eva was a sweet and calm girl who had never hurt a bee. But he was someone who had killed many people. He was born to kill many people. Things would get worse when she found out about him and his family. But he was not going to hide anything from her. He had already done enough damage to her. Thinking about this, he entered the room, finding his beautiful wife. After taking a bath and changing into his sweatpants, he went to the couch, not before kissing her forehead. A man in his late 30s and a little girl around 3 years old were playing in the mud of the garden in front of a small house. Papa, look how beautiful is this flower, the little girl said while handing a pink flower to her father. The two were covered in mud as the father and daughter duo planted new flowers in their garden. Absolutely. This flower is as beautiful as my lovely Shivi, the man said while pinching the little girl's cheeks, making her giggle. He laughed too, looking at his daughter, Shiv or Shivani. What are you doing, baby? पूरे कपड़े खराब कर दिए दोनों ने. They heard the complaining tone of a woman. The two looked at each other, asking what to do. The man picked up his daughter, who was showing grabby hands to him. He then turned toward the angry woman, who was glaring at them with her hands on her hips. The father and daughter duo looked at each other before applying the mud on their hands to the woman's face and laughed, making her join them. After their laughing session, the three sat in the garden around the new flower they had planted. The little girl, Shivani, excitedly poured water for her new plant, while her parents admired their only child. It's done, Shivani said, clapping her hands, making them smile. Papa, my gift? She asked her father, asking for her reward as he had promised before. Shiv smiled at his daughter and pulled her towards him before turning her around and drawing a chain around her neck. The little girl looked at the chain and then at her father. What is this? She asked curiously about her new gift. ये रुद्राक्ष है. This is a Rudraksh. It has Lord Shiva's blessing. It will protect you from all difficulties, like a Superman. The little girl asked with excitement, like Superman. The man nodded his head at her. Don't ever take it off, Shivi, the woman said, and the little girl nodded while hugging her parents. Eva opened her eyes at lightning speed and sat up in the bed. Her heartbeat was fast. She was sweating and slightly panting. What are these weird dreams she had been seeing? Who are these people? Shiv and Shivani, the woman? Who are they? She questioned but didn't get any answers. That's when she remembered one thing. She touched her neck only to realize that her Rudraksh pendant was missing. Fear crawled on her skin as she got up from the bed and started searching for her pendant but couldn't find it anywhere. Tears starting falling from her eyes as she couldn't find it anywhere. Lucas opened his eyes upon hearing these small sounds. He looked to find his wife pacing inside the room as if she was searching for something. But what caught his attention was the tears that fell from her eyes. He got up immediately and called her, Darling. His sudden voice startled her, but she continued searching for her pendant. Lucas walked toward her as she didn't reply and asked again, "What happened, darling? What are you searching for?" he asked, making her stop. She looked up at him, but her eyes met his naked chest. My my pendant is missing, she said by looking up. "Oh, the round locket?" he asked, raising his eyebrows. "It's called a Rudraksh pendant," she said, and he nodded. "I can buy another for you," he said, making her shake her head at him. "You won't understand what it means to me. It has been with me for as long as I can remember. It has protected me from all the bad things and bad decisions of my life. It gives me a sense of security. It's like a shield from all the problems, a blessing from my Shivji." She explained the importance of the pendant to him in her life. "I want to be your Rudraksha," he whispered. She heard him, and her breath hissed hearing him. She looked at him, astonished by what he said. "I think I have lost my pendant forever," she said, breaking their eye contact and wiping her tears. The sadness in her voice was evident to him. "Did you search everywhere here?" he asked, and she nodded. "I think I lost it the night in the alley," she said, her voice trembling at the end. Wiping the tears from her eyes, she lay down on the bed again. Lucas looked at her for some time before going to the wardrobe and putting on a shirt. Picking his phone from the nightstand, he went out of the room. Getting inside the car, he called one of his men, who picked up immediately. "I want all of you except the guards at the mansion to search for a pendant. I don't know what you guys do, but I want the pendant at any cost. Search near the mall and all the way to the alley." He barked the order before cutting the call and speeding towards the alley where he found his wife the other day. She may have lost hope of finding her pendant again, but if it was something important to her, he was going to find it and get it back, even if he had to search all the corners of the earth and even hell. Anything and everything for his darling.